Dead in Hip Hop, we're back. We owe it all to you guys because with you guys' help, support, we were able to come together and scrap up some dough and replace one of our cameras, man. So we all just wanted to just get on here, man, and just again say thanks because I mean words can't really express how much we feel as far as how you guys come. But yeah, man, again, I just want to say thanks to helping us get back up in action as quick as possible because straight up, we wouldn't be back right now if it wasn't for you guys. So thanks for coming together, man, and really showing your support for what we're doing.
Yeah, most definitely. It was kind of nice having the break from these guys. I got to hang out with white people shit. Play Connect 4.
Nigga was hanging with me
and shit. Nah, man. Other than that, I was hanging out with white people. But yeah, man, we greatly appreciate y'all's help because we do not have the money to get Rod another camera. So if it wasn't for y'all, we would have been completely fucked. So we greatly appreciate everything you guys have done.
Yeah, man, appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? Rather if you donated 50 cents, I said this on the radio show, 50 cents or $20, $30.
Yep.
It's hey, the fact that you took the time out and donated to Dead in Hip Hop to us, man, that's greatly appreciated.
Dead in Hip Hop Conversations. Dead in Hip Hop Conversations. Here with Night Wonder. What's good, homie? Peace to the A. Dead in Hip Hop.
Look at this camera, man.
Bring it on in, Big Ken. Bring it on in.
All right,
What the fuck? They say you always do that.
This is Dead. You're watching Dead in Hip Hop. We're here back again after a long, unfortunate hiatus, and we decided we wanted to definitely come back with Brown.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it real and I'm gonna keep it true. I am.
This is a topic that he kind of brought up and pitched to me a couple of weeks ago, probably about a month or so ago, about the best hip hop groups of all time. And what are some of those groups, and who are some of those groups, and their impact on hip hop, up to this point. So here we are. B, what you got?
You good?
I mean, are we gonna break this down to like the best of all time?
You know what? So I don't know, man.
I mean, so are we gonna do our personal favorites, but are we gonna like really try to break this down to who's the best of all time? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if we can probably come to a consensus.
I'm just saying.
But when we talk about rap groups, I mean, I guess what are the qualifications? Longevity, spitting lyrics, last time I threw the first jab. Now I'm finna just throw the first uppercut. I'll uppercut him this time. 8-Town Down, OutKast, that's what I'm going with. And
So you say that's the greatest of all time?
I think so. Because now I don't think, but I know I did my research. Y'all had me do my research, so I did my research. OutKast came out with 6 albums. Number 1, Longevity. They came out with the first album, Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music, in 1994. What did we have in 1994? We had Crisscross. Jermaine Dupri from Atlanta found Crisscross from Atlanta. That's what we had. The South didn't really have nobody to really call their own. You know what I'm saying? We had 8-Ball MJG. We had UGK, Texas, and Memphis. You know what I'm saying? When OutKast came out with Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music in 1994, the streets took notice.
Yeah.
The streets really did take notice. You know what I'm saying? And I think they put the South on the map, you know what I'm saying? And that was something that we could all call home, you know what I'm saying? College Park, East Point, Decatur, that first album, they just grew upon it ever since then, but that's my choice, OutKast.
That's tough to argue with considering
It's tough.
Their impact long term.
Exactly.
Considering André's growth.
You're right, Big King.
And ability to experiment and grow beyond just doing hip hop.
Exactly.
So Yeah, it is a little tough to kind of argue.
You go from an
their relevance
A-Town
to
hat.
hip-hop.
You go from an A-Town hat to a fucking turban to a Maze Band uniform. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Andre really wear a kilt to the BET Awards when they won for the Stankonia Awards? A kilt? You name me one hip hop artist that would be able to do that and pull it off and not lose fans. 3 stacks. 3 stacks.
What does that have to do with them being the greatest though?
It has everything. Their individuality. You know, their individuality. You know, if you look at their catalog, which I did, because I did my research in Daddy Hip Hop. Their catalog consists of, I mean, they did stuff, the funky stuff with George Clinton. They used percussion. They had a song called Morris Brown where they used a fucking marching band. You know, and they made the shit work. You know what I'm saying? As far as creative output, there's no other hip hop group. Maybe Run-D.M.C. when they crossed over to guitar with Rock This Way. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of rap groups that experimented and was actually successful. I think of one. One comes to the top of the heat. It's OutKast. OutKast had 6 albums. They had Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music, 1994. They had A.T. Aliens in 1996. They had Aquemini in 1998. In 2000, they had Stankonia. And in 2005, they had, in 2003, they had N.W.A. You know what I'm saying? And I did my research.
On Love Below and Speaker Box was 2003.
Yeah, Love Below and Speaker Box. You're right. And N.W.A. was in 2005. They sold 23 million albums. You know, I mean, that's 6 albums. And you know, it's kind of tough to hear about a hip hop group that lasts the test of times. You know, now if you do your math, from 1994 to 2006, that's a lot of years. You know what I'm saying? And only one word comes to mind: longevity.
Wu-Tang?
Yeah,
That's the one that I would say is.
But exactly, but what type of longevity? They released 3 albums.
Yeah, but every
But
single
4 albums,
member,
at least
every
4
single
albums.
member
No,
of
5
the
albums,
crew
sorry.
has
Five.
well, not every single one, but all the ones that were actually good have staying power.
But you know, I consider Wu-Tang a little bit different because it
They
was
were a collective
basically they were a
group.
collection of individual artists that you know came together for projects. But we all know that they were individual artists.
But they weren't when they first dropped.
When they first dropped.
When they first dropped, they were a group.
Yeah.
It wasn't
And
like,
they-
okay,
but I'm
we had
pretty
a
sure-
solo project and then we was gonna come together. You know what I'm saying? Like some
Right.
slaughterhouse type
You're
stuff.
right, but I'm pretty sure that
They
there were
came as a group
plans.
from day one. What do you say?
But I'm just saying that I'm pretty sure that there were plans for, you know, they was like, okay, we can branch off into our individual
Probably so.
Only
Because they
after it
had
took
projects.
off.
Right,
Only
after it took off.
Exactly.
Because they
you
know-
know,
they know
a
it's gonna
group
take
is
off.
always
Exactly.
better than an
Because
individual.
maybe that could have been the plan, but they started out as a group though.
Right.
Yeah.
As
I
a
still-
group.
'cause I-
Protect
as
your
far
necks.
as-
They
yeah.
came together.
But as far as rap groups, you know, I mean, I find it hard pressed to find anybody that has made more contributions. Maybe Run-D.M.C. I'm thinking maybe Run-D.M.C.
What about N.W.A?
But longevity though. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think of a rap group, you
can
think
probably
about
like
a
that.
whole lot of stuff.
3 albums.
They had a
very big ass impact.
If you're going by impact, you can probably put
I would say that, but-
OutKast. If you talking about
But
impact.
individual styles, who on N.W.A can rap better than Andre 3 Stacks?
But everybody has their strength and weakness, right?
Exactly,
So
but-
considering the times that N.W.A came out,
Okay.
and everything that was going on in California, and the things that they stood up for and spoke out against, you know, you gotta consider N.W.A.
I'm
They get us
considering
right.
them. I'm considering
Yo,
N.W.A.
Yo, I think N.W.A probably had the biggest impact out of any hip hop group, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they were the best hip hop
he's
group.
hurt.
You know, I'm sitting back here thinking, I'm like, you know, when you take everything that, you know, that we're trying to measure, you know, the best, you know what I'm saying, of all time, obviously that's subjective, but, you know,
Right.
impact that N.W.A got OutKast, but when it comes to every single thing, like Brown said, you know, you got longevity, you got the individuality, like they could stand alone, like Mike said with Wu-Tang, you know, the good ones can stand alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, you know, that N.W.A like Ice Cube and Dre, you know, couldn't stand alone, but even though Dre's not an MC, OutKast overall, I think, is the best hip hop group.
Just because, yeah, their impact was large, yes. And I think it was a lot larger because, or we're seeing it as being a lot larger because we're living in the South.
Yeah.
I guarantee if you go
And
up
I'm
north,
tainted
you
a
ask,
little bit.
I guarantee if you go up north, you ask somebody the same question, I'll say Wu-Tang. Because
Why?
Because when Wu-Tang came out,
Okay.
the entire fucking industry blew apart. They were like, what the fuck is this? These dudes are crazy.
Wu-Tang was big.
You know, and not only that, it's like every single person in the crew had a different personality.
Yeah.
Nobody sounded the same. Nobody was alike. Granted, when you have OutKast, yeah, both of them are very different.
They are.
But at the same time, they're a little more similar than I would say an ODB and a Method Man, or a Method Man and a Jizza, or a Raekwon and a RZA. Like all those dudes, you could distinctly tell when they're rhyming, like distinctly.
But you can't tell. You can't distinctly tell what the difference between André.
No, I'm saying you can, but I'm saying I think that the similarities between them is a lot higher than the similarities between the guys in the movie. That's just how I look at it. But as far as being the greatest of all time, I just have a hard time giving them that title. Wow. Just because.
When we think about the Wu-Tang Clan, that's the only thing I'm gonna say. Hold on, Ralph. When we think about the Wu-Tang Clan, do we really think about them as a rap group, or do we really think about them as a collection of individual artists?
Bro, because they came
No,
out as a rap group.
all of them came out. Well, the main one's Method Man. How many albums did he come out?
No. When they
How many albums did Redman Redman wasn't in Wu-Tang, but Jizza, Raekwon the Chef, Ghostface Killer, they came out with their own individual projects, and I'm just. But can we really consider them a rap group? When I say OutKast as a rap group, they came out with 5 collaborative projects. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't we gonna come out with an album and then I'm gonna do my solo joint, you do your solo joint. They came out with 5 collaborative albums, and even Speaker Box The Love Below, which went diamond, which is another claim we can't say for Wu-Tang Clan. They sold 11 million albums in the United States. They went solo, but they packaged it up on one whole disc.
When it comes to hip hop, especially the groups that we're talking about, early 90s, I think it's very regional. So if you ask somebody from New York who's the best group, of course they're gonna say Wu-Tang. Of course they're gonna say what's that group you like? Tribe Called Quest. If you ask somebody from Cali, they're gonna say N.W.A. You ask somebody from the South, they're gonna give you everything that Brown said. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, is you remember how when we had the conversation with David Banner? At that time, hip hop had distinctive sounds at different places.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? They had distinctive sounds. So if you ask Brown, of course he's gonna say somebody from the South. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm biased, but I'm not too biased. I like Wu-Tang. I listen to Wu-Tang.
We're not looking at everything objectively.
And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. You're gonna like where you're from because that represents you. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like New York doesn't really represent you like that. You will mess with it. You know what I'm saying? And all of these groups had their impacts. You know what I'm saying? They all had their impacts, but they were all different because they were in different regions and they spoke for different people. Even though, what N.W.A. was talking about, I could relate to, but I wasn't in Cali like that.
The discussion, I thought, the discussion is the greatest hip hop group of all time, and we could talk about cultural differences, but I hit y'all from different angles. I hit y'all from talent, you know what I'm saying? These weren't guys that these guys can rap. And I would put
more talent than some of the members in Wu-Tang Clan.
You goddamn right I said. You goddamn right I said. I will
say something to that.
I will say. I would put André 3 Stacks. As far as I'm concerned,
I want to hear you.
I would put him in the top 6 hip hop MCs of all goddamn time. I would put him there. I would put 3 Stacks there. Big Boy, I wouldn't. But André 3 Stacks, he came out in 1994, and people still feeding him like zombies to get him on track. Make your mama cry. Take that thing 2 sizes down.
Where does Tribe fit in all this?
Tribe.
Tribe Called Quest. Yeah.
Longevity.
They had what? How many albums? 3, 4 albums?
Do they got an album coming out tomorrow?
They have 5. Do OutKast do?
During the time span, OutKast has been relevant since 1994.
Numbers, 5 is 5.
Brown. Do OutKast got an album coming tomorrow.
They could if they wanted to, and that
But
shit.
do they though? But they don't though.
They don't. But you right, they don't.
And then you keep saying individual. Just because Andre wearing cute doesn't make him just so amazing.
That's all I'm saying.
Everybody got individuality though.
No.
Yes, they do.
You name me another album.
So Ghostface.
Look what they were wearing when they came out.
A turban. You go from an A hat to a turban to a goddamn maze band uniform outfit to wearing a fucking kilt at the BET Awards. Come on, man. There's not no other album. There's not no other artist that is individual as Andre 3 Stacks.
You saying a Tribe Called Quest was not as individual as OutKast.
One of them wear a kilt. One of them wear a kilt.
No, but they would wear a crazy ass dashiki when that shit was not cool in hip hop.
And your boy.
I'm sorry, I'll take the kilt over the dashiki.
And your boy.
But that's nothing to do with them being hip hop.
Your boy 3 Stacks said he got a lot of inspiration from Tribe.
You right. And I like Tribe. You right, I like Tribe. But when you compare Tribe Called Quest to OutKast, who is the better rap group? Who's the better rap group?
Listen.
Who's the better rap group?
Tribe is better. I'll put Tribe over OutKast. Because I quote Andre 3000 said when we was making the Criminal, we tried to go after the Tribe sound. This is what Andre 3000 said.
The thing I'm looking at when I think about the greatest hip hop group of all time is mostly impact period on the industry. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
You know, if we're looking at OutKast, they did not impact hip hop as a whole the way Wu-Tang did. They did not impact hip hop as a whole the way N.W.A. did. And I will go on record as saying they didn't impact hip hop as a whole as much as the fucking Beastie Boys did. All of those groups, when you look at them, they changed the landscape of hip hop. All of them. OutKast, I don't think they changed the landscape of hip hop. All they did was make the South relevant.
Let's touch on some other hip hop groups because we were talking a lot about Tribe. We were talking a lot about OutKast and basically how they measure up against each other. But there are a lot of other groups that we really didn't really do them. I think we're doing them a disservice if we don't at least mention them in the discussion when it comes to hip hop groups, such as Run-D.M.C. If you think about when they came out at the time where hip hop was really kind of struggling to gain really like a mainstream foothold, and they were one of the groups that were able to actually solidify themselves
and cross over,
as far as commercially, right?
With the Adidas endorsements.
Did the Beastie Boys as some kind of help with that to a certain degree? You don't think so?
Help with what? With them getting popular?
No. It
Beastie
wasn't.
Boys came after them.
Right, it came after that, but it wasn't Public Enemy. Because I think Public Enemy went on tour with Beastie Boys. Right.
Oh, that made them popular?
Right.
I don't even know if that's what made the Beastie Boys popular. I think that what made the Beastie Boys popular was the fact that you had a representation in hip hop for, white people. There wasn't one before that. White kids loved hip hop because it wasn't like really segregated like that, but there were no white artists. Yep. So what the Beastie Boys did that I think is really important is they not only gave a white face to hip hop, they brought the more lighthearted, fun, party, white boy party aspect. Yeah. Like we get drunk as fuck. We're tearing up fucking hotel rooms.
They gave
that to hip hop, and I think that's really important.
You play Brass Monkey, it tore shit apart.
Or Fight for Your Right. I mean, that was such an important song.
I was crunk on Fight for Your Right.
I mean, everybody, like when I first heard the Beastie Boys, they were still a kind of a shitty punk band, but when they switched up and they became a hip hop group, like that was major. I think it's fucked up to leave them out.
Yeah.
Their impact was huge.
And even the impact they had as far as production with the sample.
Right.
Yeah.
To mix rock and hip hop.
Rick Rubin did a good job.
Oh, Rick Rubin definitely did.
He did a great job.
He saw big dollar signs with Beastie Boys because again, it was just like M with Dre. It's like, okay, this demographic is not being represented.
Yep.
And we have these three crazy ass white boys that want to do rap.
Fun,
let's do it. Have fun.
I agree.
So that was new. That was impactful in hip hop, man.
So Beastie Boys or Run-D.M.C?
I would go Beastie Boys over Run-D.M.C.
Beastie Boys over Run-D.M.C?
Because you know what, Run-D.M.C, started to fall off.
So they wasn't influenced by Run-D.M.C?
No, they definitely were.
They were, but I think toward the latter part of Run-D.M.C's career, I think they kind of started to taper off a little bit. I think the Beastie Boys remained consistent
exactly.
and continued to put out albums over the course of their career. Shit, they just dropped one last year. They did have an impact on Public Enemy's career because Public Enemy was an opening act for Beastie Boys.
Is that what it was? You had the other way around.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, and that's what happened. And then all of a sudden people started to pay attention to Public Enemy.
Right.
And then all of a sudden here come Public Enemy. Now that's a hell of an impact considering what Public Enemy did.
With the Black
Yeah.
Power movement.
Yeah.
Yes.
That fight,
Yeah.
Spike Lee and all them.
And I would even put Public Enemy up there. And if you want to talk about creativity, talk about the fucking the Bomb Squad's beats. Talk about that shit. Who the fuck else did beats like that? Those noisy,
At that time?
hectic,
Nobody.
dirty ass sounding beats.
Nobody.
Woo! And then Chuck's. I mean, as a group, they were extremely creative because you had Chuck D, your militant fucking artist. You had
Flavor
Flav,
Yep.
this fucking
Just didn't give a
crackhead,
damn.
crazy ass, didn't give a shit type of dude. You had the S1Ws, a group. They had their own military. They had a motherfucker in the back. You know. Who else had that shit?
It scared the fuck out of everybody.
Them niggas coming.
Dog, how you shoot in the middle of Brooklyn, dog? Just
You see Flavor Flav.
Fugees.
how about to
You know, I think the Fugees are known mainly for Lauryn Hill. And I think
Pride
White Cliff on
Bros
Yeah.
is whack.
I thought Pride
because he put out a solo album.
Yeah, it did.
What is it, Ghetto Superstar?
3 people bought it.
Yep.
3 people bought it. Yeah.
Two Live Crew.
2 Live Crew, I definitely give them impact.
Blunted on Reality. That was the name of the damn album.
Okay.
I never heard of that in my life.
You never heard
And
that?
I'm not a slug.
Motherfuckers
But
got banned. Like, you remember that time that the
Yeah.
music got banned?
no,
That
he's
time?
talking about Fugees. That was the name of their second album. You ever heard
No,
of
their
that?
first album was Blunted on Reality.
Oh, I was
Their second album was
past
Score.
that.
Oh,
I was past the Fugees. Like, we ain't saying 2 Live Crew. I was on the 2 Live
Yeah,
Crew.
let's throw 2 Live Crew there because I never heard that shit either. But yeah, whatever. Yeah, they got banned from clubs.
He had to go to court for that shit.
Yeah, but for free speech, you know,
Yeah.
for free speech. you
Yeah,
know?
man.
And he was our first hip hop representative for that argument because before all you had was D. Snyder.
Yeah.
And that goes to show. That goes to show how far hip hop has come. Where, you know, because when you think of Luke, you think of booty shaking and dancing and,
Right,
and
for him.
dancing girls.
He was so
but
smart, dude.
He was
Yeah.
because the
Oh, yeah.
message, you know, exactly because they tried to violate his First Amendment
Exactly.
for free speech. You
And
know?
some motherfuckers would have just took that and said, okay, I won't perform the song, I won't say it because I want to make my money. Luke said, fuck that shit. No, you don't do
Yeah,
that
made
shit.
another, made it even nasty.
Nasty, bro.
Yup.
Them album covers be off the chain, nigga. I'm like,
So based on everybody that we named, like, who would go on the list? Top 5 right now. Groups. Hip-hop groups.
Put my shorts on backwards, nigga. Say crisscross. Oh,
Top 5, no particular order.
no particular order. Shit. Tribe, N.W.A, Wu-Tang.
Top 3. No OutKast in that top 5.
Yeah, you can put OutKast in there based off their first 3 albums.
So that's 4. One more. You ain't got one more in you? Beastie Boys? Did you say Beastie Boys?
Yeah, I would say Beastie Boys too.
Public Enemy, was a big fan of them. Definitely would throw Beastie Boys in there. OutKast, I would consider them. Tribe Called Quest, definitely.
One more.
And one more.
I know you talked about 2 Live Crew a little bit.
Yeah, but do I have another one? Karis one and
Damn, I can say De La Soul too.
I lumped them kind of with the Tribe. I think even though they're 2 separate groups, I think they were part of that same movement. I just counted 5 on my hand, but I just drew a blank. But yeah,
That was 5.
okay,
Yeah,
I'll stick with Karis.
It was a whack 5 because you left Wu-Tang out. So, Wu, easily, P.E.
I was trying to remember, asshole.
Did you leave P out?
No.
He said P.E., but he left Wu
Yeah,
out.
I was trying to remember.
Anyway, Wu, definitely. P.E., if we're counting Flavor Flav as an MC. P.E., Beasties, Tribe, N.W.A. Those would be my top 5.
I got OutKast, I got N.W.A, I got 2 Live Crew, I got Public Enemy, and I got Wu-Tang. That's my top 5.
In that order?
In that order. I'll take them in that order.
With me,
OutKast.
Okay, OutKast.
Dylan.
Definitely my favorite.
OutKast.
Definitely my favorite is OutKast, but I would have to put,
No particular order, just
yeah, but OutKast definitely. I would go, N.W.A, even though they were short-lived compared to OutKast. I would have to put, Tribe. I mean, they made contributions. They did.
Say it all sad.
And Wu-Tang definitely. Definitely Wu-Tang.
One more.
And I have to go with another side pick. With as far as longevity and everything, I guess it'll be a tie between 8 Ball, MJG, and UGK. That's my 5.